With a heavy heart, I proceed doing my video. As always, I talk about an issue that faces my community, the government, and of course the corrupt mainstream media. To the many subscribers, the many friends, and the many supporters of my videos, I want to say thank you. Without your support, I wouldn't be doing this. And usually, as I begin, I talk about an issue. But today, I want to send my condolences to the victims of these latest shootings over in Ohio, as well as in Arizona. Over in a neighboring county, a sheriff's deputy was gunned down by a deranged man. She was 40 years old. She just got married, and she has 2 children. Her funeral was just recently held. The deranged man also injured another officer, and I want to send a speedy recovery to him and his family. This incident involved firearms. Now, the recent incident happened in Tucson, Arizona. A young man who was only 22 years old opened fire, killing a federal judge, a 9-year-old girl, and injuring a woman who was a congresswoman from Arizona. Her name is Gabrielle Giffords, a Democrat. Her recent support of the healthcare reform, as well as comprehensive immigration reform, may have set off this young man and possibly another person who was allegedly an accomplice. She had gotten a lot of death threats. She just recently got married, and she's trying to establish with her constituents what her policies are. She was a moderate to conservative-leaning Democrat from the state of Arizona. Governor Jan Brewer, President Barack Obama, the Senators John McCain and John Cowell, as well as House Speaker John Boehner and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi have all spoken out in condemning the act, and they also want swift justice for those who were involved. As a believer of the Second Amendment right, I believe that all Americans have the right to own a firearm in order to protect themselves, in order to protect their family, in order for game and sport. I don't condone the violence that was provoked by these 2 men, but I condemn it as well. I want you to understand that our civility has gone too far. I mean, the uncivility from some of the people on YouTube is an example of what's going on. This young man probably had posted videos on YouTube or on his social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter. I just want you to understand that I'm not going to be like this person or any other person who commits acts of violence upon anyone. I don't go out there provoking violence towards anyone. As I dealt with white supremacists, dealt with extreme radicals on the right as well as the left, I continue to be as honest, unapologetic, and open about these issues. I don't want nobody to think that I'm someone who's different from the rest. I speak for myself, an independent mind who overcomes the sheep. I just want you to understand that as an American who supports the Second Amendment right as well as the First Amendment right, I do regard myself to understanding the plight that most Americans are feeling right now with this economy. The economy is improving, but yet there are thousands of people who get online and go to their local blogs or listen to talk radio or the late local news or even cable news who believe that this economy is getting worse and their minds are getting deranged. Right-wing extremism is a constant threat. It happened when Bill Clinton was the president, it happened when George W. Bush was the president, and now it's happening while Barack Obama is the president. With him being in office, it rose to 100 to 244%. Over thousands and thousands of hate groups, black, white, Hispanic, anti-gay, anti-Muslim. It's like our society, with all this vitriol, is getting ginned up for a major war within our own borders. Thousands of people like myself are not fighting in these wars in Afghanistan or Iraq, where our brave soldiers are fighting overseas. We're fighting on our keyboards, arguing with one another over stupid shit. I hate to get vulgar, but this is stupid shit. If you don't agree with my opinion, that's fine. But the resort to all this negativeness, from name calling to labeling people traitors, this is an example of what got this young 22-year-old man deranged. This may have happened with the deranged 59-year-old man who killed the police officer. I just want you to understand, as I continue to do these videos, I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit. I'm going to try to understand the plight of what's going on with some of the conservative commentators as well as the liberal commentators who post their videos or post their comments on my page. I'm not going to get into any arguments with them. I can only just block them. But when they resort to all this negativity, they may end up like this man who just shot at the Congresswoman, or that man who shot at the sheriff's deputy police officer, or whoever else they attacked. So I want you to be safe and understand that the social networks are a tool for fun, entertainment, and trying to get to know people. If you don't want to know me, don't come to my videos, please. But for those who support me, I appreciate it. And to those who had just recently got gunned down in this tragedy that is recently posted on this video in Tucson, Arizona, I want to send my condolences and a speedy recovery to the Congresswoman from Arizona, Gabrielle Giffords. We're rooting for you to make a speedy recovery. Thank you for watching me on YouTube.